Good morning, Maya Bar back. Here's the plan. A little bit more work up top ahead of the concrete pour, which is at the moment still scheduled for Thursday. So they have today and tomorrow left to do whatever they got to do before that pour. Around the rest of the site, the south wall inevitably gets more work. The workshop's as busy as ever. Downstairs in the house, there still looks like there's a little bit more to do with things like scaffolding. Quite a lot happening. What could possibly go wrong? After an extremely lazy morning on my behalf, it's now 1 o'clock, 1:20. And they have completed the extra 2 levels of concrete hollow block across the 5 sections that were outstanding. Some might be proving a little difficult here. Now, what I'm not sure about is whether there is any more height to be done here, because clearly the lay of the land, this is not as high here. The wall height above ground level is not as high, so it may be that we have to go a little bit more up from this point still. We'll wait and see. But they are continuing as they go with pouring the columns. Back at the carport, those remaining supports and the forms are all gone. So let's have a little bit of a closer look here. Now the sun is really going to get in the way of this. The shade, or the shadow rather, is going to be a problem. We'll try and highlight this when we edit. That all looks very nice and smooth to me. And looking from the back of the house, there's still a few guys inside downstairs, but very few now. Manny's in there. And Gringo's in there, JR's in there. Electrician William was in there a moment ago. But it's very few. And it looks like it's just kind of final adjustments going on. No real heavy lifting, no additional pieces of scaffolding appear to be going in now. It's just checking everything. the bell has tolled, and here on the south wall they did finish the 5 sections of the extra 2 levels of concrete hollow block, and they have poured the columns up to and including this one. Let's see, and this one. So they're on column pouring duty from now on. Maybe this does have to go a little higher. After all, I thought maybe we were up to height, but now I'm standing next to it, we're not. But more of that to come later. Something I got wrong yesterday, day before, was this area with no roof. And it will still have some kind of a roof over it eventually, but I said I was standing here effectively inside the living area 2 or sunroom or linai, and I'm not. I got my plans wrong. In fact, that room is here, and if you can make it out, the open area in the roof is at the far end of that living 2 linai sunroom. I'll have to pick a name sooner or later for it. So this does have a roof over the top, and up we go again. Try not to bang the head. And no, it's no more fun this time than it has been any more times in the past. Right, it's getting harder to stand on beams that don't have some kind of conduit running through them. So the engineer says, basically, it's all done. I think there is still some conduit that is not quite ready. Electrician William, still here all day up here, and I think he's still making some finishing touches. But it sounds like all of the beams, well, that one might need a bit of tidying up, but all of the tie beams, all of the grid, rebar grid are done. So tomorrow we'll just be basically going over and checking everything, making sure that they haven't missed anything before they do go ahead, apparently, with the big pour, part 2, upstairs, the return, the revenge, I don't know, on Thursday. So we look like we have jumped ahead in time, and you know, a lot of it was because they did do a lot of overtime over the last week or two. Partly it was because they were managing expectations, which is fine. So looks like we're ready to go on Thursday, barring some unforeseen event, or of course it's always possible that we get really bad weather. Hopefully not. But that's it. Day 65 done. One day of checking to be done tomorrow, and then pouring concrete up here. But hopefully you'll be back tomorrow to catch a little bit more before we get to that. See you then.